run by these investment bankers, and Morningstar's tools can help make quick.
Hello, I'm Mark Loosemore from 88 Group. My speciality is e-commerce and technology solutions used by financial advisors. So I'm delighted to be joined today by Dennis. Dennis Hall of Yellowtail is one of the visionaries in the use of IT in financial planning. I've followed Dennis for the last couple of years avidly on his social networking activities, including probably most prolific on Twitter and LinkedIn. I'm also joined by Anna Giorgio, from Morningstar, another company I've followed with interest over the last few years. Anna has been instrumental in bringing Advisor Workstation to the UK market, and I know that she's very well versed in the business practices of the IFA market. Okay, I'm going to kick off with a question for Dennis. Dennis, could you give a little bit about your business to give some context to the discussion that we're having today? Maybe a little bit about the business model, something about your clients and the services that you offer.
Yeah, we're probably what you'd describe as a new model advisor firm, and we centre, or really what we're selling is financial planning. So we work a lot with moderately wealthy people, occasionally wealthy people. We help them understand what their goals are from a financial planning perspective, and then we help them manage their money. And a little bit around tax as well, tax saving, inheritance tax, and those things. Sweet spot for us would be people who have probably got about £1 million worth of assets under management, and that's typically how we try and price it. We're a fee-only business. We rely a lot on technology as much as we can, because this is a very labour-intensive kind of business that we're in. I know there are advisors out there that have got very slick systems that they use, which is all about sort of product sales, but we're actually selling advice, and it's a lot of time that's spent in front of clients and working on very individual plans for them.
Dennis, can you tell us a little bit about how the technology is used within your company, and also a little bit maybe about which technologies you use?
I can. As much as possible, we try to use the cloud as a term. So we've got a CRM tool, or client relationship management tool, that we use that's cloud-based. We've got document management tool that's cloud-based. We have a financial planning tool that's cloud-based. So that's sort of client-facing end. We then use a platform, Raymond James, for most of our clients' assets. And we use Advisor Workstation as well to help us with some of the more technical aspects and the research aspects of what we're doing. And then, of course, the internet.
Anna, Dennis mentioned Advisor Workstation within his comments there. Could you give us a little bit more background to Advisor Workstation and how it can be used by advisors?
It's a planning, portfolio management and research tool aimed at advisors. Advisor Workstation allows advisors to tap into probably the most comprehensive research data available to advisors. So we provide both qualitative and quantitative data. And I would say Morningstar's core strength is the fact that we collect underlying holdings for most of the funds that are on the system, and that really does allow the advisor to look at portfolio diversification clearly and be able to see true stock overlap within their client portfolios. What we've been doing more recently is working on platform integrations. So basically enabling advisors to bring in all of their data from the various platforms that they use, so that they can then take advantage of the independent and consistent reporting that Advisor Workstation has to offer. More recently, we've just launched a very powerful batch reporting tool, and what that really helps with is allowing advisors to automate the reporting for their client base. So if they're segmenting their clients, they can create groups. What this does is it allows them to define the frequency and the types of reports, set it up and let it run. And then from there, they can use a web portal, so the system will allow them to brand a secure web page for each of their clients, so they can increase their value proposition and also save time and focus on new business.
Okay, that's interesting, Anna. Now, Dennis, you're an early adopter of the technology that Anna's been discussing. Could you give us a little bit of insight to the business benefits that you're getting from it?
Well, there are several benefits. With Advisor Workstation and the Morningstar research that they do, it actually allows us quite a small firm to have a presentation capability as good as a very large firm, because of the information that's provided and the way we can produce standardized and consistent fund reports. So for our model portfolios, we actually get something that looks very, very professional and consistent month in, month out. So that's one thing for us, and I think that's probably undersold as a benefit, but it's very, very useful. The second thing that we can do, and this is what you were talking about there, is this sort of client portal, which is incredible, because it was only a couple of years ago that we were trying to do things for our clients. You know, we were having problems with postal strikes and things that get lost in the post, and security and all of these things. And we use, we already store a lot of our client information in the cloud, and we wanted to give our clients access to that. But it was proving to be incredibly expensive. And then it was a conversation with Anna as you were launching this, and said, well, we can do that. There's about 10 gigabytes worth of storage space. Give each of your clients access through your website, give them a password, and you can put anything you like on there. And it's not costing me any more. It's fantastic. That alone is worth Advisor Workstation to me. Almost forget the rest. That alone is a huge saving, because for me to go and buy that is very expensive.
Anna, that's one of the things that we're seeing in the market, is very much that people are having to cost justify every investment and build business cases around that. Can you add any of the business benefits that Dennis has just been discussing?
Absolutely. I mean, I would say with Advisor Workstation, there's three core benefits. So we've kind of touched upon the first one, adding value to their service proposition through using the sort of independent reporting, and also use of our investment planning tools and asset allocation. What this enables advisors to do is to create compelling client reports using visuals that are really helping the end investor understand the story. We recently had feedback from one of our advisors, and he was using the wealth forecasting tool to communicate what was happening currently with the client's portfolio and present his recommendations and whether or not they were going to reach their financial goals. Now, basically, this really helped him to articulate his message, which he felt was quite a difficult subject to somebody that doesn't really understand finance that well. And the proposal he was able to generate, was able to get that message across. And he actually won 2 very large pieces of business within a week using that tool. So he was exceptionally happy. The next area that Advisor Workstation is really helping with is sort of mitigation of risk and really strengthening the advisor's audit trail. So there's a number of features within the system that can help with that. So being able to save searches, save search results, models, therefore the advisor's able to sort of audit the investment decision-making process through the system. And then they've also got the ability to tap into the powerful alerts capability, so they can monitor, all of their investments, all of their client portfolios across a sort of wide range of criteria, and set their own tolerances. So they've got an audit trail on everything they're managing. And then finally, what the web portal can do is that can also audit the delivery of information to the client. So everything they upload to the web portal is tracked within the system, and it will go so far as to tell them whether or not the end user has actually accessed that report. So they've got a full audit of everything that's delivered and communicated to their client. Then one final benefit again is obviously streamlining the business processes and creating more efficiencies by automating things. So we've kind of already talked about it, the monitoring of the investments, the batch processing, and basically delivering via the web portal, so they're able to just do it in one hit.
Dennis, in the introduction we talked about you as a visionary for the use of IT. Do you have a vision for how technology can improve further and help financial advisors?
I think it would be really nice to get an end-to-end solution, and I think we're a long way from that, because I've got lots of different bits of software, and they don't all talk to each other. So my platform talks to you, but my financial planning tool doesn't talk to you. So when I'm putting data in to the fact find, it stays in the fact find. We then have to try and migrate some of that across to the financial planning tool, but it doesn't all go across, and then we want to migrate some of that. We actually take them on as clients, and they have portfolios. That's the inefficiencies that we have in this financial planning business, and so anything that we get is a win, but the big win isn't there yet.
Thank you, Dennis. I mean, Anna, how do you see yourself being able to help IFAs like Dennis meet that vision?
Well, we can absolutely help Dennis meet that vision. We can certainly start by getting the client data in for you, so that's something we can help with today. We are quite tapped into the advisor community, and I think the message is sort of clear from everybody, is that those integrations really need to be built up, because what people don't want to be doing is transferring data and that becoming a really difficult task. So, you know, our plans for Advisor Workstation are to make integrations with platforms, CRM systems, sync up with Outlook as seamless as possible. That's definitely on the agenda. And then the other steps that we want to take to kind of, you know, help with help the advisor is to make things like the web portal more of a two-way conversation. So, you know, being able to deliver information to the client, but having the client being able to communicate back to you through that web portal.
Yeah, and I think that the web portal and what Advisor Workstation does actually is a huge step forward in actually a very short period of time. You know, since we took on Advisor Workstation, we've been with you for about 18 months, I guess. Yeah. The processes that you have in your business and your systems and what you've been bringing on are actually helping us develop our business as well. We're getting some neat processes that are coming through in our business. But again, and I want to re-emphasise, it's the presentation of the material that goes out to clients is first rate, because there's some reports that come from platforms that are hideous. But to get something that is really professional and consistent and looks as though it was coming from a Fidelity or a Jupiter or somebody else, actually, you know, this stuff looks pucker. It's really good. I like that.
Great.
Thank you, Dennis and Anna, for your insightful comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is run by investment bankers, and Morningstar's tools can help make